You know what I'm saying? You got Mexican gangs, white gangs. You know what I'm saying? And in those societies, homosexual is pretty much frowned upon. It's supposed to be frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the black community. You know what I'm saying? If you're part of a gang, somebody from your own gang can't you.
And you served the whole time in the same unit, or?
Nah, in California, they pretty much bounce you around because of, you know what I'm saying, all the race riots, you know what I'm saying, and different infractions that they say, you know what I'm saying, people do. You know what I'm saying, so they move you around a lot. You know what I'm saying, I started off at Delano reception. You know what I'm saying, then I shipped me all the way to High Desert State Prison. You know what I'm saying, then I came down after a few years. I came down and I went to Tehachapi. And then from Tehachapi, I got in a riot. And then I went to Calipat where, you know what I'm saying, all the situations happened.
Can you walk us through your first day in prison, as far as going from county to your first day? Were you mentally prepared? Did anybody put you on game about what you were about to experience?
I mean, shit. I don't think anybody could actually put you on game to what you was about to experience in prison. Like, I mean, they can tell you what to expect, but I'm saying it's a difference from people telling you about prison and you actually, I'm saying, witnessing it. I'm saying, and seeing the sights and smelling the smells, and I'm saying you involved in the situation. It's a big difference.
Do you remember your first day, for the most part?
Pretty much. Um, Coming from the county jail, you know what I'm saying, they put you on the Grey Goose, which is the transportation bus. The transportation bus then transport you to your, you know what I'm saying, your assigned reception center, basically. You know what I'm saying, and your reception center is basically, you know what I'm saying, you being, you know what I'm saying, being received into CDC's custody. So then you have to go through a you know what I'm saying, committee to decide where to place you at. Once that's decided, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you're basically allowed to go to I guess it's the general population of the reception center. The reception center is pretty much filled with the same dudes you came to from the county jail with, you know, so reception is the first introduction to prison that you get. You know, you asking about when they real prison, my first day there. Oh man, you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, like I said, they transport you in California prisons. You know what I'm saying, you shackled at your wrists. I'm saying you shackled at your ankles. I'm saying you in a paper suit with no drawers on and karate shoes on. You know what I'm saying? So they transport you. I'm saying I went to High Desert, you know what I'm saying, and immediately, you know what I'm saying, the background, the setting, and everything is set to intimidate you. You know what I'm saying, you got 15 big ass correctional officers yelling all in your face, shoving you, you know what I'm saying, pushing you against the wall. You know what I'm saying, basically they're doing that as a form of intimidation to control you. Before you even get there, they whoop you out before you even step foot on the prison, you know. So that was pretty much what my, you know what I'm saying, first day in prison was like intimidation. You know what I'm saying.
All right. As we tell these stories, we're gonna kind of move around, but just in general, I want to get your take as far as what would you say is the worst thing you've probably seen in prison, or this worst few things that you might have seen, and then we'll go from there.
Man, shit, prison is filled with a gang of horrors, you know what I'm saying? But for me, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, we sit on the internet and people play and they joke about sexual abuse. You know what I'm saying, it never happened to me, but it was always a fear of mine because, you know what I'm saying, I was a little guy in prison. You know what I'm saying, so, I mean, everybody would say, oh, well, it wouldn't happen to them, but I didn't see it happen to plenty of people before. You know, that's probably one of the most horrible things that you can imagine. You know what I'm saying, having a full grown man getting raped. Can you imagine it? The screams, the smells, the pleas. I mean, shit.
Yeah, was the perception of prison that people have is that right when you walk in, men who already have life sentences that have been there forever, they're looking to test you immediately as you walk in the door. Is
Um,
that a true perception?
that's like for other prisons for out of state and things like that. Pretty much, the California prison system is pretty much dictated by gangs. You know what I'm saying? Whether people think that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So when you first get to prison, you know what I'm saying, you're going to immediately get with your car. You know what I'm saying? With me, I was from Hoover, so I already had people that had already been in prison for years already, and those are the ones who, you know what I'm saying, that were there to help protect me, guide me, you know what I'm saying, and keep me strong, you know what I'm saying, and part of our community.
Technically, there are a couple of rules that you got to follow the moment you step in there. What were, let's just say, 3 of the rules that you had to technically follow day one once you stepped into the penitentiary system?
First and foremost, the most important rule is to respect all races. You know what I'm saying? Prison is a very respectful place. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people in there that don't really give a shit about killing you. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, you know what I'm saying, the respect amongst different races, that's first and foremost, because your people stab you if you disrespect, you know what I'm saying, another race. They'll get you off the yard, you know what I'm saying, so they won't have to go to war over your mistake. So, you know what I'm saying, respecting all races, and you know what I'm saying, that's the first thing you're going to learn off the bat. You learn that in county jail. You know, let me say, for me, it was different. Like I said before, I'm a gang member, you know what I'm saying? So I was, you know what I'm saying, inducted a different way than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? My rules was a little bit different than, you know what I'm saying, the next person, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really, you know what I'm saying, explain how the rest of the, you know what I'm saying, prison politics work around the world. But, you know what I'm saying, from where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, basically, you know what I'm saying, you handle the set of rules that you already know. You know what I'm saying? They just reiterated a little bit stronger in prison because, you know what I'm saying, you can lose your life.
You know, from what prison was back then to what, you know, prison is today, they said there was a time frame right before gangs to where you did hear the stories of rapings and things of that nature. And they said that the gang culture kind of slowed all that down because of young men were coming in clicked up in gangs. So that portion of prison kind of stopped. Is that a truth out there in California?
Well, see, in California, the California prison system, like I said before, is dictated, you know what I'm saying, by gangs. You know what I'm saying? You got Mexican gangs, white gangs, you know what I'm saying? And in those societies, homosexual is pretty much frowned upon. It's supposed to be frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the black community. You know what I'm saying? If you're part of a gang, somebody from your own gang can't rape you. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. All the people that they're talking about that's been abused, the majority of them, the vast number of them are non-affiliates. You know what I'm saying? People that's coming from out of state. You know what I'm saying? Those type of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never heard of a situation in my prison history where another gang member actually raped, you know what I'm saying, raped another one of his homies. That I never heard of, me personally. I've heard of people being raped before. That goes without saying.
Is it normally outside? They go outside of their race though. Like, we ain't gonna go within our gang. They're going outside of the race. They're going to a white boy.
Like you can't. In California prisons, there's no race mixing. You can't get no wine. You can't get no head. You can't get none of that from another race. It's all segregated, bro.
Would you say Mexicans were more racist than the whites, the Aryans?
Of course. Mexican gangs in California prison systems, they're 100% racist.
Yeah. Do they have as far as, were you ever involved in any riots? How many, if so?
Shit, I've probably been in about, including the county jail. The county jail. Shit, I've probably been in the county jail probably like 5 or 6 riots. I'm saying in a 15-month span, rioting against the Mexicans, Southerners, Southsiders. In prison, I was in a riot with the white boys. I actually was in the first race riot in High Desert. I'm saying, with the white boys, sent over a beanie. I was also in a race riot with the Mexicans in Tehachapi State Prison as well.
Which one would you say was the worst ride you've been in, and what made it the worst?
Um, Shit, all riots are bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if you mean by in terms of how many injured. You know what I'm saying? In your assessment of what was bad, but you know what I'm saying, I believe the Tehachapi riot, I'm saying, was probably like one of the worst I had seen. I'm saying it was a situation to where it was the Southern Mexicans against the blacks.
How many times would you say, if you were to count on, if you was to put a count to it, that you had to physically defend your life during your entire sentence?
I physically defend my life in my whole prison stay. shit, at least 20, 30 times at least. I mean, and that's also including, you know what I'm saying, cell fights, you know what I'm saying, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just not so much as just you fighting with other races, you fighting with other blacks, you know what I'm saying? It's in prison is more so a status quo. You know what I'm saying? And if you flinch at any time, somebody's there to take advantage of that. So, you know what I mean? It's a constant battle of vigilance.
What would you say was, off memory, what was your worst fight? Meaning how bad, however bad it got for him, however, if it got bad for you.
You know what I'm saying? I had a situation, you know what I'm saying, that occurred to where I had to defend myself and I had to take another person's life. I'm saying the situation has been detailed over and over again. I did 10 years in solitary confinement fighting the death penalty.
Let's speak on that. Solitary confinement for every those that go to state prison, those that go fed time, different levels of security prisons. Solitary is different. For your 10 years of solitary, what was that? What did that look like? What was the solitary confinement in your unit?
Well, in California, they have segregation units, ASU. I'm saying admitted segregation, and basically, you know what I'm saying, I just had a cell. You know what I'm saying, that I was the only occupant in. You know what I'm saying, I went to the yard by myself. You know what I'm saying, basically now in California state prison to cut down on the violence. You know what I'm saying, that was happening in the whole. You know what I'm saying, they basically built dog kennels. So your cell is assigned to a dog kennel, and that's where you go to get your rec at. You know what I'm saying? The situation in the whole is different than the general population. Like I explained it to a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, when you're in prison is like the streets. You know what I'm saying? And the whole is jail. You know what I'm saying? That's how it basically form out too.
When you're in solitary, are you around other inmates that are in solitary? And if you are, did any men lose their mind while they were down there?
Probably like every 15 minutes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was like, my neighbor killed himself. Another dude, white dude upstairs killed themselves. I mean, mental health, you know what I'm saying, in prison is you know what I'm saying, is a reality. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really understand it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have any mental issues, you know what I'm saying, because I stuck to, you know what I'm saying, what I was taught. You know what I'm saying? I was in the hole for, you know what I'm saying, I fought the death penalty for 10 years. I never saw a psych. You know what I'm saying? You never see my psych file because I never had one. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't convince me that I was crazy. I'm the motherfucker here innocent. Fuck y'all be. You know?
To be in the hole and knowing that you shouldn't have been in this place in the first place, what did you do to keep your sanity as far as day to day?
Man, I mean, in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, I had to fight with myself. I had to understand a lot of things. That the first thing I had to understand was that nobody was coming to save me. It was just me. That's it. Nobody else here. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a situation to where, you know what I'm saying, I had a situation that I'm in the hole for. You know what I'm saying? My gang is mad at me. You know what I'm saying? They want to kill me. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? The Mexicans and the whites, you know what I'm saying? They all enemies. You know what I'm saying? It's just me and that motherfucker.
Let me ask, what is a sound that still kind of haunts you to this day, as far as, you know, now that you're free?
A sound?
Yeah, what is a sound in prison that just kind of be like,
A sound. I mean, that haunts me. Let me back up. Let me say, like, a lot of people, I'm saying, have horror stories about prison. I'm saying, and I have a few as well. But a lot of things in prison didn't haunt me. You know what I'm saying? I had to adapt to my environment. You know what I'm saying? I did it in the best way I could. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any stories about where I woke up, you know what I'm saying, screaming and hollering or none of that type of shit. It wasn't that with me. No, it wasn't that.
yeah, let me change the wording. A sound that you'll never forget.
Shit. The fucking them opening the doors. You know what I'm saying? The clink. You know what I'm saying? No matter how deep in the sleep you in, you're going to always remember that. You're going to always, because that's mean they opening the doors. That mean that anytime somebody can come and rack your door and come in there and kill your ass. Or the racking of the Mini 14 before they finna shoot your ass. Yeah.
Would you say, are there people that you could actually trust in prison? Like, are there people you could trust?
Of course. Shit, I mean, prison gets a bad situation. It gets a bad rep, but prison society is a lot different than the society we live in, because what you say is all that matters, because that's what your life is dependent on right here and right now. If you promise a dude 2 coffees at the next canteen and you don't bring them, you don't know if he coming to kill you or if he gonna, you know what I'm saying, charge you some rent. You don't know. It's all in his power. So, you know what I'm saying, prison society is not how everybody, you know, believes it is. You know what I'm saying? Prison society is more, it's 80% mental. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes in there that's reading books on how to manipulate. You know what I'm saying? Not only you, the staff and everything around them. You know what I'm saying? Prison is, I can't reiterate this enough, 80%, I'm saying, all mental. Gift of gab, finesse, charm, you know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. It only get physical when all of that shit don't work. That's when it get physical. You know?
Nah, facts. Would you say, what would you say is the difference between gang activity in prison versus the streets?
The difference between gang activity in prison and in the streets is that a lot of things that go on in prison, you know what I'm saying, dictates the streets, especially for gang culture in LA. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where you're going to ultimately end up at, either dead or in jail. So if it's a situation that, a lot of situations that occur from prison, that's the person or the people or the group that's dictating the situations that happen on the streets. So the streets used to emulate the prisons. You know what I'm saying? And that's when everything was in accordance to what the streets said. Now it's vice versa. And that's why everything is out of whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is saying there's no code, there's no structure. It's still there. You know what I'm saying? It's been diluted, you know what I'm saying, through all the different channels. You know what I'm saying? The police putting, you know what I'm saying, the strong people, you know what I'm saying, who have strong opinions from their community in prison. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I don't believe the streets is dead.
Yeah. What's your take on the COs, just in general, first and foremost?
I'm saying, like I said before, you know what I'm saying, California COs and California, the prison system is dictated by gangs. You know what I'm saying? Even the prison COs in California, they form gangs within the prison, you know what I'm saying, to protect themselves from other correctional officers.
As far as weapons, what's the typical weapons that you've seen people, and were you ever surprised about a weapon that someone got inside or had inside?
And, well, you have, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, in prison, you know what I'm saying, contrary to what people believe, you know what I'm saying, there are a lot of people in prison who are powerful, you know what I'm saying, and have a lot of money. So I'm saying the weapons, you know what I'm saying, I've never actually seen a gun, you know what I'm saying, in California State Prison. I've never seen that before, but all type of makeshift knives from, you know what I'm saying, to shit they made on the yard to actual butcher knives, you know?
And it goes back to that as far as what's the worst fight that you witness, outside of yourself, but from what you see on the fight or assault that you.
Well, see, this is the difference between prison. You know what I'm saying? Prison and county jail. In the county jail, you fight. You know what I'm saying? You fight people. You know what I'm saying? There's situations in county jail where people stab people, but in prison, you know what I'm saying? A fight isn't really, you know what I'm saying? It's not even really accounted for. You know what I'm saying? You got people who, you know what I'm saying, are walking around with knives and they will use them. You know what I'm saying? Probably one of the worst stabbings I saw was, I'm saying, the white boys. You know what I'm saying? They dealt with one of their people kind of harshly. You know what I'm saying? They made sure he was dead in front of everybody. You know what I mean? And that's what it is in prison life. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I had somebody that came on one episode and they said it was a situation to where people gamble in prison. Gambling is prevalent. Is that true?
I'm trying to explain prison life. Every form of society that we have in the free world, we have in prison. Everything from gambling to prostitution to drugs to extortion to you name it.
The guy said, man, technically people will gamble. Technically, what is considered prostitution, they'll gamble other inmates. They'll say, "Hey, you own this, man." Was that passed around as far as inmates get passed around?
Like I said before, not so much in California prisons because, like I said, the gangs dictate, you know what I'm saying, everything in prison. And one of the rules of, you know what I'm saying, one of the rules in prison for general population is that you're not supposed to be able to, you know what I'm saying, have sexual relationships with a man. You know what I'm saying? Homosexuals are, you know what I'm saying, pretty much frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? You had situations where people were dealing with homosexuals. You know what I'm saying? It was more along the lines of a girlfriend-boyfriend situation. You know what I mean?
Did you ever have a situation as far as, I don't want to say fall in love with a CO, but becoming friendly with a CO, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a couple of situations like that. You know, COs are human beings as well. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If you're around a person long enough, you know what I'm saying? Okay. If you're around a person long enough, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can form some type of bond with them. I won't say any type of, you know what I'm saying, situations, you know what I'm saying, to get anybody in trouble, but, you know what I'm saying? Like people, you know what I'm saying? They people just like, you know what I'm saying, we are. You know what I'm saying? You can, man.
For you yourself, did you ever get in a serious situation, or you try to avoid that portion?
In regards to a correctional officer, I really don't want to, you know what I'm saying, I really don't want to indulge in, you know what I'm saying, that situation because I had a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like I said before, support, you know what I'm saying, not only from my family, you know what I'm saying, as time went on, from a lot of good correctional officers, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, felt my plight and my struggle, you know what I'm saying, so it is what it is.
Now, you have mentioned, your family was right there with you as far as through the whole ride. Was there any body else, partners?
I mean, of course, you always have, you know what I'm saying, your gang is going to always be there. Them the dudes you in jail with, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, I was, you know what I'm saying, like I said before, I went to jail when I was 18 years old. So I had a couple of partners, you know what I'm saying, that I kept, you know what I'm saying, that they kept me close, you know what I'm saying, to make sure. So I had a couple of things. I got the, you know what I'm saying, the hood news, the pictures, the stamps, you know what I'm saying, the whole shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, support. You know what I'm saying? I had a few cousins, you know what I'm saying, especially my girl cousins. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my cousin Mary, gang, you know what I'm saying, my aunties, you know what I'm saying? I come from a family, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of tight knit. So, you know what I'm saying, I had a lot of support from my family members, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's love. That's love right. That's love right there. Now, for you to have gotten out, please, if you don't mind, kind of walk us through, explain the circumstance that how you obtained your freedom.
Okay, well, you know, so like I said before, I was, you know what I'm saying, fighting the death penalty in the hole. You know what I'm saying, so basically, in order for me to prove my innocence, I had to have what's called a motion to strike the prior. The motion to strike the prior is basically telling the courts that the prior murder conviction that I had, you know what I'm saying, was null and void. You know what I'm saying, and I had a hearing for like 6 months. You know what I'm saying, and Judge Donnelly, what I'm saying, the Honorable Judge Donnelly, you know what I'm saying, what's up with it? He ruled in my favor, you know what I'm saying, and ruled that basically that I had been set up. Not death row. I was in the hole fighting the death penalty. And basically what ended up happening is they basically charged me like I was a serial killer for the past murder that I was in prison for. And in order for me to beat the murder conviction, I ended up having to have what's called a motion to strike the prior. And basically what that is basically that you go in there and you tell the judge the reasons why I'm saying your previous conviction should be overturned or threw out. Basically, in my case, the Judge Donnelly, I'm saying, ruled that I'm saying I basically had been set up.
And that came while you were in solitary?
Yes, after 10 years in solitary.
Man, for them to finally get that right, for your emotions in that sense, can you explain like what that meant for you, like how you felt once they finally got that portion right?
Man, I mean, the feeling is indescribable. I mean, like, you know, I had been, you know what I'm saying, the only one who had been believing in me, you know what I'm saying, this whole time. You know what I'm saying? So, saying, I mean, you know what I'm saying, it was a pretty emotional time. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, you know what I'm saying, I literally fought for my life, you know what I'm saying, 2 different times, you know. God is great.
Exactly. To get out, you know, everybody talks about a first day out, you know, what they did, who was there to pick them up, you know, what they ate. Do you remember your first day out, and what year was that when you got out?
I actually was released November 20th. I'm sorry, May 15th. I'm sorry. I was about to tell you I got out May 15th, I'm saying 2010. Like I said, once again, you know what I'm saying, that whole situation was scary. You know what I'm saying, I just did 10 years of solitary confinement. You know what I'm saying? No human touch for 10 years. And then they just threw me back in society. I'm saying that was kind of difficult. I'm saying I had to get pretty much used to people again. I'm saying the normal gestures that people, you know what I'm saying, in their everyday interactions with each other, you know what I'm saying, they were threatening to me. So I had to turn it down a whole lot.
Facts. What was one like technology that either surprised you or you had to get like used to? You didn't quite, you know.
The cell phone. You know what I'm saying? When I went to prison, you know what I'm saying, they had the big brick phone. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, the cell phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting used to it to this day.
Without question. Who was there to pick you up? Who was there to see you home?
That's a funny story. You know what I'm saying, I actually got released from prison 2 different times. You know what I'm saying, the first time that I was actually released was April 6th. And I'm saying my mom, since I flew out from Mississippi, my family, of course, the California Innocence Project, you know what I'm saying, a host of other, you know what I'm saying, supporters, you know what I'm saying, along the way. But halfway, you know what I'm saying, to the drop-off point, they returned me back to prison and said they had made a mistake. And they put me back in prison. You know what I'm saying, so I had to stay in prison for a whole nother about a month, I guess. And then Senator Lowe and my attorneys are the actual, Senator Lowe and my attorneys are who actually came and sprung me from the joint. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nah, definitely. You know, we hear about you know, the Tookie Williams, where, you know, of course, his execution, and hoping that the governor at the time overturned his execution. Was that something that was spoke upon or seen upon while you were in there? And did you have any access to Tookie while he was in there?
No one really had access to Tookie, you know what I'm saying, for various reasons. You know what I'm saying, he was on death row, you know what I'm saying, fighting a death sentence, you know what I'm saying, so he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't entertaining any of the Crip business or anything like that, you know what I'm saying. He had reformed himself, you know what I'm saying, did children's books, so there wasn't any, saying, reason for him to reach out to me and anybody else in that regard. As to your other part of your question, I didn't understand it.
Let me let me ask, was there any other notable names that you did time with, or that names that the public may know in a general basis?
It's a few, what I'm saying, but it's a lot of other noteworthy people, what I'm saying, that I can't mention. So the people who, who y'all, the outside world may know, what I'm saying, it's popular, what I'm saying. Man, it is what it is.
Yeah. As we do these prison stories, we always try to, of course, encourage the youth, the guys out here today that's taking penitentiary chances, that's, doing whatever they're doing, and they may not know, exactly what type of time they're facing or what type of situation they're going to walk in. Do you have any words to the youth out there that, of course, haven't stepped a day into penitentiary, don't know what solitary is or anything of that nature? Any type of words of advice or, to kind of keep them away from what you had to go through?
That's an interesting question. I mean, advice. My advice would, of course, the same thing my mom told me, stay out the streets. But like, just like me, you're gonna have, the young homies, my young homies, who venture in the street. My only advice to them is, if you choose to indulge in any type of gang activity, any type of street situation, my advice is basically don't be no bitch ass nigga. Don't go out here, and murder up half the city, and then go to prison, and tell. My advice might not be what y'all want it to be, but it is what it is.
When it comes to getting the snitch jacket in the units you served in, what did that mean for an inmate if he came in with a snitch jacket?
Death. The worst thing to be in prison is a snitch and a homosexual. Pedophile. Like that's the death sentence. And my whole thing is that, everybody, all the youths, young homies, they want to be steppers in the street. It's easy for somebody to run up with a gun on an unarmed person and kill them. That's not hard to do at all. I mean, what's hard is staying down in them cages when it's 15 of your enemies in there and you got to go in the tank. What's hard is not talking to the police. What's hard is remembering that these phone calls is being recorded. You feel me?
Man, let's go, man. The way I want to do it is, again, this is more of an introduction to Gumby on this channel, on this platform. There's a hell of a lot more stories you got to go to, but I personally would rather get them in person. I can't wait to have you come to the spot, come to you, and actually sit down with you, man, and kind of go through a few more stories. But this is definitely an introduction to Gumby, to the platform, and I got to say I appreciate you coming in and just making that introduction. And we're gonna take a little further soon.
On gang, over it all. It was a pleasure having me. I've been trying to get on real life street stars for the longest. I see y'all be having all these dudes that don't got nothing to tell these people. I'll be watching you all the time. Stop peeping all these weird dudes off your platform. Like, I'm just saying, don't give me.
Yeah, we got to bring you in, man. We got to bring in the real.
Oh man. Yeah, for real. Gang shit, man. Pleasure, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, Gumby, appreciate you, man. Prison Stories 101. Let's go.
Gang shit.